Hello, Jack.
Hello, Jeb. You might not want to cough straight up if that's okay, because I am recording now.
Oh, okay. Um,
Can
so
you say sorry, please, just because it's upset me?
I'm sorry. Um, so you want to start a podcast?
Yes, it's actually one word podcast.
Okay, podcast. So, what's the idea behind it? Why?
Well, it's kind of t people talking to each other, and then you
Okay.
make money from that. Not that I'm mercenary or anything, but we can monetize the great discourse that we share with each other. And I feel like society will benefit because they'll get our wisdom. But on
Yeah.
the other hand, we'll give something back because obviously a hell of a lot of money, public money, has been spent on our education.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. And we both have lots to say, don't we? And if we can monetize speaking, I mean, I talk all the time, so I could be a
That's
millionaire in this.
true. Yeah, even a trillionaire, like
Yeah,
he who
like
shall
Mr.
not be
Mustard.
named. No,
Um,
can you also, no, come on, you've upset me twice already. Please don't say his name. And to be honest, like, let's be honest, we are quite clever, very clever actually, not being arrogant, but how many degrees do we have between us?
I I don't know. I think I've got three.
Yeah, I think I've got three and a half. So
Okay. Why a half?
I kind of don't want to talk about it. It is a professional qualification, which I'm not sure always counts, but I don't really want to mention the so-called university it's from, maybe in time.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Well, if we just round it up, that's a lot of degrees. So yeah,
Yeah,
people want to
a
hear
lot.
our wisdom. And does it matter that there's not a visual element?
No,
Can it be just talking?
unless people are desperate to see our faces, but I wouldn't think so. Although I think my Google photo will show up, but to be honest, it looks nothing like me anymore. And I've got different colour hair. Anyway, a podcast is when people, they can stick it on when they go for a drive. So, it's accessible to the blind.
Yep. Yeah, so a blind person will get the same great experience as a non-blind person, accessibility. And I mean, I did Google podcasts, and I mean, some of the people who have them, I mean, George Osborne, former murderer Amanda Knox. I mean, I've got quite low
Hmm.
expectations for this, but if we can just not do any harm, if I don't think
Yes.
this makes society better, but if we don't make society any worse by releasing this,
I
that's a
think we
win,
could
surely.
I think we could change society by just, you know, debating like the Romans used to do.
Yes, the Athenians.
I'm very much inspired by Juvenal with this,
Mhm.
Juvenal satires.
Okay, and I worry my voice is quite annoying, but I guess people get immune to it over time, and
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
like,
it's not the best start to a podcast to remind the audience that I don't find your voice annoying, by the way,
oh, well,
but
that's good.
to let
But I
them
think
know that you find it annoying. Maybe don't
it's
mention
like
that again.
it's like people living under it's like living under a flight path, isn't it? You'll eventually just get used to the noise and phase it out and just focus on what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, they get the airports to fund triple glazing to drown out the aeroplanes.
All right,
So,
yeah.
so how do people drown us out if they want
Well,
to?
maybe as this gets more money, we could sell like branded glazing for laptops or like software that alters what I sound like.
Yeah, I think it would be better to maybe just like do a sort of sponsorship thing with loop ear. You know those loops that you stick in your ear to for people that have sensory overload.
Oh yes.
I've got about a million. So, if they want to support us but they don't really want to listen too hard, we could we could ask them to send us some loops and we can send them out to our listeners.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's I think you speak nicely, actually. I think,
Oh,
well,
thank you.
you speak RP, which is strange because you're a northerner, aren't you?
I am from the north, and it's been a very from Yorkshire, and it's been a difficult week for Yorkshire because we've of course lost the great David Hockney and the dear old Roy Hattersley, who I was very fond of. So it's
And you
been a rough.
pointed out his house to me a few
I
weeks
did.
ago.
Yeah, only a few weeks ago. His house in the Peak District, old medieval house.
And then you did that on the way there to, where did we go again? The
Castleton. We were in Castleton.
No, where we were going to. Oh, does Roy live in Castleton? Yes.
No, I can't remember where he lives. Lives
No,
near
we
there.
lived on the way there, but I'm mixing it up with another double-decker bus we got where when we were driving back to Sheffield from some sort of industrial museum, you
Hmm.
suddenly went, "There's David Blunkett," and I thought you were
And it
joking,
was.
but you
No,
weren't.
it was Dave Blunkett. And both David Blunkett and Roy Hattersley lived in the Peak District. And I believe that Debo Devonshire, one of the Mitford sisters, was landlord to both of them. So it's a small world
Interesting.
of South Yorkshire Labour politics.
Small
But
world of Tory landowners, indeed.
yes,
But I
of course,
do. Speaking of the North, we do have the Macclesfield by-election,
we do.
so I
Yes.
thought we could cover that for a bit.
Yeah, we can talk about that. And you visited Macclesfield, didn't you?
I did, I did.
So what was it like? What was the atmosphere? What's going down?
Well, I visited to campaign, obviously. I wasn't just like on holiday. But
Yeah,
my main
but,
memory actually is on the way back to Wigan, I got a bus because you know I like to support the B network,
yep.
and it's kind of like my donation. And there were three men, young men, running for the bus. And obviously, because you know, Northerners are kind and friendly, he slowed down and waited for them, despite the fact that he could have driven off. And I remember I was perplexed
South
because I
would
knew,
have done.
sorry,
In the south, he would have done.
yeah, your mic sometimes sounds a bit funny. Hold it closer.
Okay, like that.
Yeah, that's so much better.
Yeah, sorry, It's attached to the headphones, so I'm holding it as
It's
best I
actually
can.
too
But it's
loud. It's actually too loud now. I might
like
need to
that,
stick my loops in. No, can you do somewhere midway, please?
like that.
Yeah, it's not hurting your hand or anything, is it?
Well, it is quite painful actually, standing in this position. But anyway,
Are you
so these
standing?
three.
Why are you
Well,
standing?
I'm not standing. I'm actually lying upon my bed. But the what do you call it? The microphone is connected to the headphone, so I have to hold it, or it just gets really close to my mouth like that. But so anyway, I've interrupted a really interesting
Sorry, or I
little
think I did.
anecdote. So
You sound
there
far
were
away again, so hold it a bit closer. Yeah,
there were
so
okay. So these three men are going to get on the bus. They're running
boys,
for the bus. Boys, three lads are running for the bus.
yeah, to get on. I didn't think much of it.
Mm.
Next thing you know, about 5 minutes later, as we were getting into Wigan proper, you know, the bus driver turns off the engine, gets off. I'm like, what's going on? Next thing I hear him shout, "You do that again." I'm not going to do the, you do that again. I'm not doing the accent, okay?
No.
I'm going to call the police. And to our horror, we realised he'd been hanging off the end of the bus, the back of the bus.
For
Do they
how
do that
long?
up north? Like a mile?
um, it has occasionally been done in the north. I mean, there's not so much entertainment as in other places, but and it seems very unfair. Do you think he was making like a political statement because of Andy Burnham's like £2 bus fares? Was he
Maybe.
sort of showing he doesn't support Burnham? Do you think he
Possibly.
do you think he
Or,
was likely to vote?
um, well, let's see what this government do with votes for 16, but you know, they're not going to be able to like scroll Twitter to work out who to vote for anyway. So
Well, that would be a good
not
thing.
Twitter, sorry, we don't want to talk about Twitter. Yeah, I mean the other one, Blue Sky, the woke the one where like, you know, you can still get
The intelligent one.
influenced in a good way, like when you read The Guardian. Um,
Mm.
but
So
yeah, I
what was kind of canvassing like? What was the
well, it
vibe?
was I mean, I'm just what I don't want to unduly influence the election in 2 days in Macclesfield, but basically, you know, it was what it was. Seemed okay, but again, I don't, you know, touch wood, so that's me tapping my head because that's funny.
Oh, I see.
I actually like door knocked this guy. Let's call him Max. This is a genuine story. I'm not making this up. I
Genuine.
said, "Hello, Max, calling on behalf of Andy Burnham." "Hello, is that Max?" I'm calling because he was a man and on the sheet it was Max. And I said, "I'm calling on behalf of Andy Burnham." He went, "Yeah, yeah, he's my brother." And I went, "He's your brother?" He went, "Yeah." And then I started the spiel, right? Even though I was like, "Well, Andy's your brother. Andy Burnham's your brother. You've already got his vote." And then I stopped myself. Is actually Andy your brother, Andy Burnham? Can't believe that. And he burst out laughing. He said, "No, Max is my brother." Can you believe I did that?
Ah, well.
I actually
You just
think he
you just
wasn't
think everyone in
registered.
the north is related, and it's a sort of odd. He
Yeah,
wasn't registered,
my
so
southern quaint sensibilities.
he may
Yeah,
have
I
been on
felt,
the register, but not the electoral one.
mm,
Okay,
I,
moving on, moving on.
yeah, I think that it was too late to register him, but I do
That's a
think
good choice, actually.
he was endeared by my slight dopiness, and I think
Hmm.
he might register next time. So
Yes,
I feel like I've delivered Burnham a sort of prospective vote.
yeah, for the general election that will to win him his second term as prime minister. But
Exactly. But
those are
anyway,
really,
that they're my anecdotes. So,
those are great anecdotes. Those are good insights from the ground that you wouldn't get anywhere else. So thank you for those. But you're
and
right. We
obviously,
probably
any actual canvassing anecdotes I'll tell you about next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after Thursday because obviously we don't want to, as you say, influence the vote unfairly by focusing on Labour, and we don't want
especially
to have
with
to
our
get
especially with
reform.
our dulcet tones and RP
Indeed,
accents.
indeed, and we don't want to offer political balance either. So let's come back to this after the results on Thursday night, Friday morning, which almost sounds like an Alan Sillitoe novel. But so surely we've done an hour now. That seems to have
We've
been going on
done
forever.
we've done about 6, 7 minutes.
Okay. Well,
I think we'll call it a night
yeah,
because
I am quite tired.
we'll be doing an all-nighter in a couple of nights, and I'm
Yeah.
going to the cricket tomorrow, so we should wrap
Oh.
this up.
And yeah, I think for a pilot, people have got the idea. We should leave them wanting more, shouldn't we? So there we
Yeah,
go. So
I'm gonna upload this to the YouTube and send it around our pals, get some
okay,
feedback, and yeah, I guess all that's to say is if anyone, any companies are listening and want to sponsor us, do slide in the DMs.
and we should thank our
Unless it's
listeners,
Twitter,
shouldn't we?
because we both boycott Twitter.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
We should thank our listeners and say if you've got any discourse or witty anecdotes or things, comments of what we've said, get in touch and let's make a sort of national conversation of fans of the Joe and Danny podcast. The rest is Joe
Yes.
and Danny, or whatever we call it.
Yeah, we are. We will also ask you to comment on the YouTube video to suggest titles for the podcast. Right,
Yes.
that's a wrap. Thank you for your time, Jed.
Okay. Yes. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Lots of like. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.